everybody. This is Dr. Novak again. This is the goldfish aquarium. You notice anything missing from the aquarium? Well, yeah, the pothos plants that were here and here, the devil's ivy on either side. Now, what happened is I actually had to remove them, and here's one of them. I actually had to remove the plant because bugs. This is the second time they got bugs. The plants did. And first time I took the pots out, cleaned them down real good, put them back into the aquarium, and now they've got bugs again. So this time I'm using an insecticide to get rid of the bugs. Unfortunately, you can't use insecticide on the plants if it's in the aquarium. You can't even use soap because that insecticide or soap can get into the aquarium, kill the fish. So this is the second time they've gotten the insects. Let me see. I've sprayed this one. In fact, I sprayed it lightly, and I do not see any. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a week or two and spray it again. Now, I won't be able to use this in the aquarium because if the insecticide's on there, I don't want it to get into the aquarium and kill the fish. So that's a problem, I guess, here in Florida is that, well, it could happen to anybody, really, not only in Florida. I remember bringing plants indoors for the winter time, and they wind up getting red spider, attacked by something that can wind up killing the plant. And I guess it's no different whether you live in Florida or up north where the plant has to come indoors. But this is in a beautiful pot of water. Oh, here, there's one of the bugs. Can you see him, the white one? Let's see. There he is. That's one of the bugs that are attacking the plants. So, anyhow, this definitely is the reason why I'm going to have to take care of it. I tried to do it the simple way. It didn't work, so now I have to be a little bit more aggressive. Anyhow, the aquarium's doing fine. So what I'm going to do is a little experiment. Now, every Friday, I take the aquarium and let me get this in focus. Why is that? Oh, there we go. Every Friday, I take the aquarium and I do a water change. Now, what I do is I take the water from the aquarium and I have a gallon container with a handle on it. And of course, I water all my plants. Because if you have to water the plants anyhow, why not just use the aquarium water to water your plants? And then I take the garden hose and fill the aquarium back up. Makes sense. That way, if there's any nitrogen inside the aquarium, right, that will feed the plants that I have and the lanai. And then use the garden hose to refill it back up again and use some dechlorinated to dechlorinate it, or the chloramines, take that out of the aquarium. Anyhow, here's what I'm going to do. I'll test the tank out, see where the nitrates are. Because when I did my little test, the nitrates didn't really vary. So what I'm going to do is test the tank. Let's say it's 15 parts per million. Okay, we'll use that as a number. Then I'm going to take it and dump out the water that's in the pothos. I have two of them, so I can two different pothos because there was one on the left and right side of the aquarium. I'll dump that water out, put brand new aquarium water in. We'll know it's 15 parts per million of nitrates, right? And we'll do a little experiment. So if the tank is 15 parts per million, and now we'll know where the pothos are is 15 parts per million. Then after 1 week, I can retest the tank and the pothos And we can see then if it's using any nitrates. It would be that simple of a test. We know what's ever in the aquarium now is going to be there, and we'll see if it uses any, right? Let's say if it's 15 parts per million and it doesn't touch it. Well, then we know the pothos is not really using up nitrates like we thought. But let's say if it even takes a 15 parts per million nitrates and knocks it down to 14 or 13 parts per million. I'm just giving this as an example, right? Then we know that it is using nitrates, but at such a low level that it's not going to significantly make a difference in your aquarium. Because if your aquarium's constantly producing nitrates and phosphates and ammonia, and the plant's only using, let's say in 1 week, 2 parts per million of nitrates, that's not going to be enough to make a significant difference and offset your nitrates that you are producing compared to the users. In other words, you would have more nitrates being produced than can be used by the plants themselves. So the plants then would be pretty useless, depending on how well, and what I mean by how well they're working is this had nice light outside, nice light, everything else. So they didn't have a lack of light. So they're going to be photosynthesizing better than if they were in a house with dimmer light. So they were getting more light to actually work harder than the plant that would be indoors without the light that we have, what we're using here. But anyway, I thought I would just make this short video to let you know that the plants definitely were attacked. And do not, if you have these plants and they get bugs or anything, don't use any insecticide or soap on them and put them back by the aquarium. If you do that, if that leaks, because these do have a tendency sometimes where droplets of water were produced on them from sugars, get into your tank and infect your tank, kill your fish. No, you don't want that. So basically, we'll see what happens. How well the pothos will do, the Devil's Ivy here will do, and does it really use nitrates? Because now this would be a more controlled environment. So we know the nitrates won't go up, they have to go down. The plant has to use them. Hey, if it wipes out all the nitrates, that's good, it works. Okay, so this is Dr. Novak. Until next time, happy fish keeping, and thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel.